So, hello everybody. This is Zdenek, Teacher Zdenek, and normally at this point we should be doing, or rather, I should be doing the live English lesson with one of my students, but unfortunately, it's not happening today. My student didn't show up, and I couldn't find a replacement, so it is not happening. First of all, I need to ask you what the resolution is like, what the quality of the stream is like, because I can see that I'm having some issues here. Could you please tell me in the comments if the connection is good or not? Because I don't think it is. I'm gonna see if I can change something here. I've got some options. I'm gonna switch to low definition to see if that helps. So, yes, I'm here. I'm alone. So, we are going to talk about anything you guys want. I hope some people do turn up. I hope some people do show up. And we're going to be able to discuss anything really regarding English, the English language, the language that I teach. That's right. I am an English teacher. You might be wondering, well, you don't sound like an English teacher. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why would you ever say that? I am an English teacher. I absolutely am. I'm a well-qualified English teacher. I've got a master's degree, a CELTA, modules 1 and 2 of the Delta. And I am also working on my module 3, which is an extended assignment. And it's insane. That's all I have to tell you. If you ever want to become a Delta qualified English teacher and you are a little bit like me, you don't enjoy writing so much, then you will find this module 3 assignment hell. You will find it hell. Anyway, thank you very much for showing up. Thank you very much for watching. I'm alone. I'm totally alone. And that can only mean one thing. I can just talk about anything that comes to my mind. That's exactly the kind of teacher I sometimes am. I don't always plan my lessons. Now, don't leave. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing because I'm a reactive English teacher. What does it mean? It means I can respond to what's happening. I can sort of identify the problems that my students are struggling with. I can suggest solutions. I can basically provide feedback to my students. And what some other teachers do instead is that they just follow the book rigidly, unit by unit, but they don't really know what else they're doing. They don't really know what they are doing, I mean. And I think that some teachers are excellent, of course, those that follow the book. To be honest, I used to follow the book as well. I think it's easier for teacher novices, for teachers that are freshly qualified. And once you kind of get the hang of it, once you learn the ropes, as we say, that's when you can start sort of exploring new ways of doing things, that you can start being more creative. And frankly, the English teacher I am, it's almost something I can't do without. I have to do it because otherwise I would get bored. It would be a stereotype for me. I would pretty much burn out. Yeah, a teacher, any teacher, doesn't have to be an English teacher, is a profession that is at high risk of suffering what's called a burnout. Any profession where you work with people, doctors, nurses, anything, psychologists, anything like that, all these professions suffer from burnout, even management positions, I think, as well. And of course, teachers are exactly like that. So in order to prevent having this burnout, I have to make things enjoyable for myself. Yeah. So this is one of the things I do, is that I have a YouTube channel, and you are now watching this YouTube channel, obviously. But I do have an English podcast as well for English learners called Zdenek's English Podcast. check it out, subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you have a podcasting app, you should be able to easily find it through the search engine. I'm going to put it on the screen just to show you what the name of the podcast is. And if you're wondering what this podcast is about, well, it's a podcast for English learners. Zdenek's English podcast. It's not for beginners. I speak there at my normal speed, and I use idioms. I use phrasal verbs. Just I speak in the same way I speak now. And generally speaking, the kind of students I normally work with are, let's say, intermediate, upper intermediate, and especially advanced. And I do have some students who are even above that. So, yeah, that's what the podcast is about. And normally I do some interviews with interesting people, other English teachers, or just generally any interesting people that have things to say. And I explore all sorts of different topics. Yeah, there are no set rules for the podcast, really. As I said, it's one of my ways to experiment as an English teacher. And there is also a method to the madness, because if you become Zdenek's English podcast patron, then you will get so-called mini lessons. Every week you get one mini lesson, and in these mini lessons, I focus more on the teaching aspect of English. So I explain vocabulary, I clarify pronunciation and grammar and things like that. So that's my podcast. Check it out. There is a massive archive of episodes online. How many episodes is it? I think 400 episodes. I can't believe it's been so many. I have been doing this for as long as I can remember. I think for 8 or 9 years. Yeah, so you can find all sorts of episodes. Some of them are with, I would say, very, very famous names in the English teaching industry. I've got episodes with Luke Thompson of Luke's English podcast. There's one episode with Emma from Pronunciation with Emma. And the latest episode is actually with Gabriel from the Clark and Miller English podcast. And there are other interesting episodes, some of them recorded with my students or with my friends. Some of them are with people that have the same nationality as me, but there are also episodes with people from other countries, from all continents you can imagine, honestly. I can't remember the continent that I didn't actually feature in some way on this podcast. Probably Antarctica. Yeah, that might be the one. So yeah, that's what I do. I'm an English teacher, and you might be wondering, why did you become an English teacher, Zdenek? Well, I became an English teacher because when I was about 20, I was studying at the School of Economics, and to be honest, it wasn't my cup of tea. I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't really working hard enough as well, which meant that I wasn't necessarily doing that well during my studies either. Well, it was just a combination of all of it. It just wasn't my thing. I knew I was in the wrong field, So I decided to go to England for a year, just sort of to collect my thoughts and have, I don't know if you can call it a gap year, but just do something different. Yeah. So I worked on a construction site as a laborer in London. It was in 2005 and 2006. I had a really good time. I learned English to a much better level. I became more confident when it came to speaking to people. I was able to understand more. I got that kind of spoken English you need to function, really, in order to be able to survive. Yeah, because it's not enough often just to sort of lean on the English that you learn at school. The kind of approach that some English teachers at high school or I don't know, elementary school take. I think it's much better now, but during my childhood it wasn't perfect. Yeah, so I think it's because Czech Republic is a country that I've talked about this many times. We are kind of a young democracy, because there was a revolution in 1989. Before that, everybody had to learn Russian because of the Soviet Union influence. So then, after the revolution, everyone started learning English. Yeah, so there were not too many qualified English teachers out there. Yeah, so we had to the country had to bring sort of educate them first. So I hope I'm one of the teachers from the younger. It's not the youngest anymore, but from the younger generation. So I hope I'm able to help my students in a better way now than some of my teachers. I know they were doing their best, but some of my teachers weren't able to help me. Yeah, because let's be honest, it was always about doing some exercises and studying grammar, often translating and stuff like that, things that I don't really do with my students anymore. So so going back to England, so that's where I sort of fell in love with the language. That's where I learned it to a reasonable degree. And after about 1.5 years, I decided to go back to the Czech Republic and um, enter university. I was accepted and started studying English teaching. So I managed to, without any problems really. It was actually, I was enjoying myself during my studies in Pardubice, which is the university that I studied at, and I had a really good time there. And no, I didn't really struggle with anything. It was fantastic. And I got my master's degree, and ever since then I have been a qualified English teacher. Then I realized that it was a good idea to do what's called a CELTA, and after that a Delta, just to get a bit different perspective, and also because I've always enjoyed teaching international students the most. I do have some Czech students, so my countrymen, but let's be honest, it's much more fun to teach students from any place in the world really, and just to have the option to even teach multilingual classes and things like that. It's just so much more fun. And that's so, to be honest, these Cambridge courses for teachers called CELTA and Delta, they make a huge difference, if you want to sort of make it on the international market, let's say. So that's that. I'm just going to quickly check if we've got some interesting comments. Hi, Helen. It's good to see you here, of course. I've done some episodes with Helen on my podcast before, and I've done some live English lessons with Helen. She's from France. She's a very, very funny French learner of English. And you may find some live English lessons with her on this very YouTube channel. And I'm glad you say that the image seems okay. I'm glad you say that, because I don't know if I can trust it. I've decided to reduce the quality of the image, so now hopefully that helps. Hello Pete, nice to have you here. Hello, don't know how to read your name, I'm afraid, but hello there. And then we have got Glady here, of course. Michael, I know Michael from Poland. He's a colleague of mine, a fellow English teacher. He just came to say hello, but he's leaving for boxing training in 5 minutes, unfortunately, which means he probably already left. When did he write this comment? He wrote this comment at 16 past 7, and now it's 18 past 7. Oh, so he might still be watching. He said he would leave in 5 minutes, so which means he might still be watching for another 2 minutes now. But thank you for wishing me good luck, Michael. I wish you good luck too. Don't get punched too hard in the face. It's dangerous, boxing. Honestly, I don't know anything about it, so I'm just joking, of course. I want the most difficult division operation. Shall I tell you about it? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, I'm not sure I can help you. You will have to reword your question to make me understand it. And it seems like you're blaming your keyboard for it. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll give you another chance. Michael says, exactly. Is that a response to me saying, don't get hurt, don't get punched in the face? I would like to think so. And here comes another colleague of mine, Pan. Pan, yeah. I did Learn English with Football live show with Pan this Monday. That's what I do every Monday at 8 p.m. Central European Time. If you are anyone interested in football like I am, I do this live show about the Premier League every week. And we have certain people that come on the show as regulars, people who enjoy talking about football. And one of them is Pan. He is a Leeds United fan. And he is a cool teacher he's from the UK, but living in Finland. And what's Pan saying here? If you were an English teacher, what career would you have? It's a question. That's a really, really tough question, Pan. I would have to do something creative, something where I feel I can grow, something where I can work with people as well. It's really hard to imagine, Pan. You know why? Because I haven't really done anything else. Like literally, my only other job was a laborer in the UK before I started studying English teaching. That was literally my only other job. And I can't say I enjoyed it, right? It's like it's a menial job. I mean, it was nice and all that, because the only aspect I enjoyed about this was the fact that I was doing it in England. I was getting paid well, relatively well, because at the time the British pound had a really high value compared to the Czech crown. The things have changed dramatically since then, especially due to Brexit and all that. But at the time, I was making decent money, even being a laborer. But the most enjoyable thing about it was the fact that I was actually learning something. I was growing. I was learning the language, and it was amazing. And also, it was the first time ever I had a job. So it was kind of coming of age experience. Yeah. I was growing up. I was growing up I became a man from a young boy. I became a man, I suppose. So that's what happened too. And also the fact that I could work with international people, because it wasn't just English people there, of course, not at all. It was South Africa. We had South Africans there. We had Polish people there. But most of my co-workers were actually English, and specifically they were Cockneys. We were building a hospital in Romford, which is in East London, and it was a massive project. It took, I don't know, 5 years to build or something like that. And most of the people that I worked with really had the Cockney accent, and some of them even used the Cockney rhyming slang, usually when they sort of bantered, when they had fun with each other, or they wanted to wind someone up, which is part of the culture in Britain. Especially if once you sort of get to know someone better. At first, I felt like there was a bit of distance, but ever since we sort of got to know each other better, I mean, in 2-3 months, the English people started making fun of me. Not only of my English, because my English was already quite decent. It was decent enough for my boss, who was also English, to give me a radio and to put me in the stores, which was like if you were put in the stores, that meant that your boss trusted you, yeah, because in the stores it was like there was a roof, yeah, and you would give away the material to the electricians, because I worked for T. Clark, which is an electrical company. So we would give away like things to electricians, whatever they asked for, whatever they needed, like cables and I don't know what else, like some trays and things like that, drill bits and stuff like that. So I would give it to them, whatever they asked for. So I learned a lot of strange words that I'd never known before, and I never had to use again ever since then. But it was interesting. So of course they would make fun of me, not only of my English, but of where I came from and all that. And it was fine because I knew like they didn't mean it in a mean way. It's just part of the culture and frankly I was able to make fun of them too. So it was all good. Yeah. But I enjoyed that a lot. But anyway, after some time it got a bit repetitive, the job, because I always knew that anyway. Basically all my peers, yeah, they were studying at universities, yeah, because I had studied at a high school where you're nothing if you graduate from that high school. You need to go to university. It's a special type of school where you're expected to go to university. So it's kind of for smart people, but it's also, if you don't go to university, you are no one. You have no qualification, if you know what I mean. So I knew I wanted to go back and study at university. So at some point, it was a logical step for me to go back, and I did. And yeah, I applied for university. But at the back of my mind, I always knew that I wanted to go back to England at some point. So 15 years later, in 2019, I did go back to the UK, and I went there as an English teacher, found a job. Some of you might be thinking, hey, Zdenek, but your accent, is that British? It doesn't sound too British to me. Listen, I'm Czech, okay? My first language is Czech. Trust me, as an English teacher, I can help you a lot. I don't have to have native like accent. Do you know what? I would like to think that I do have it, but some people might say that it's not what they expect. Whatever, it's fine. That's your opinion. But give me a chance to convince you that I can actually help you with your English. I can actually achieve all your, I can meet your needs as an English learner, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's my job. But just the fact that I was okay working as an English teacher in central London. I worked for a prestigious language school called Speak Up London, and I was doing all right. Nobody ever complained about me. My bosses were okay with my English, with what I did as a teacher. My students were satisfied. I didn't struggle at all. So the reason I left the UK was, first of all, it was really expensive. Second of all, whatever you think, English teachers don't make much money. English teachers don't make much money, okay? So living in London, which is one of the most expensive cities in the world, you can imagine, I would have to teach like 10 hours a day to start making some decent money. And I'm not that kind of teacher. I can't, because I always use up a lot of energy when I teach. Every teacher is different. Some teachers are able to teach a lot of hours because they save energy in some way. I could never do that. I don't know why. This is my personality. When I teach, I am 100% involved, focused, and all that. And then after a few lessons, I just get tired. So it just wasn't sustainable for me. And do you know what? That wasn't even the biggest problem, because I was able to make enough money to make it work. But I had to share a house with a lot of people. That wasn't easy for me because, I don't know, I just feel like I wasn't lucky enough to be the right sort of roommates. But also, arguably, at this age, at my age, I'm not as flexible as I used to be. What does it mean? It means that when I was 20, I didn't mind when people were a little bit louder, or when people came from a party, or I just was able to get along with strangers more easily. But now at this age, it's getting harder and harder, and I appreciate more sort of privacy, and it's nice to have your own house or your own flat or something like that. So that was part of the problem. But then it still wouldn't make me leave. The thing that actually made me leave was that I got sick just when the coronavirus broke out, the epidemic. I got sick. I got really sick, and I didn't go to work, and and um and then I recovered. It was like one of the worst things ever. At that point, nobody even diagnosed me with COVID or anything, because doctors didn't know much about it. So when it all kind of started, kind of even before, I would say like a few weeks before that. And then I got sick again, and it was just the last straw. I couldn't. And also I knew the schools were about to get closed, which did happen. Like the week after I left, the schools got closed. Yeah, Boris Johnson closed the schools, and there was a lockdown. So I had to go anyway. Like it just, I couldn't stay there. I could teach online a little bit, for the same school. They wouldn't have let me down. Like they were always like fair to me, absolutely fair. But I just made a choice and went home, because I thought I would be safer here, and the rent, I don't have to pay the rent here, and also it was just a logical move. Yeah, I'm quickly gonna check what people are saying. Yeah, it seems that you have fond memories of the UK. Would you like to move back there one day? Okay, so I think I've already answered that, Pan. I definitely, I'm not even ruling out that I will go back one day. The problem is that now, because of Brexit, and I'm not blaming you, because I know you are not one of the people that voted for it. I'm sure you were not one of the people, but it's actually quite tough now. You have no idea. You have to get a visa, and I did try to get the visa in summer, but it didn't go through. I don't know if I messed something up, or there were too many requests, and it also took a long time. So I didn't expect it, because in the description on the site of the government, they were saying like it would be sorted out in a few weeks, and then it took like 4 months. And by the time I got some kind of response, I had to make a decision to stay, and because you have to work, right? So basically these days, during the pandemic, I work as a freelancer. Yeah? I work for myself. I try to find my own clients, my own students, and I'm sure Pan has been there before, and other teachers who work online in the same way know what I'm talking about. It's not as easy as it looks, because I've never studied how to market yourself. I've never studied how to sell to people. I've never had to do any of this. Now I'm doing like 5 other jobs. And not only am I a teacher, but I'm a graphic designer. I'm a marketer. I'm a social media guy. Is that a job? I have to look after my social media, basically. I have to do a lot of admin. I have to sell my courses to people. It's not the same job. It doesn't feel like the same job anymore. It does feel like the same job once I actually get to teach my students, yeah, who pay me for lessons or private lessons, or students that join my course. But anything that comes before that, the way you have to convince people to trust you, enough to start working with you, that's actually quite tough. That's a nightmare. Yeah, because maybe some people are comfortable with it, but I'm not necessarily one of those people, because do you know what? Like, I have a YouTube channel here, yeah, but I'm not even comfortable with like writing clickbaity titles. And if you want to make it, you have to start doing that. Yeah. So it's a transition that has been tough for me, and I'm still not 100% comfortable with it. But I think I'm learning. I think slowly but surely I'm getting better, and I'm now even recording Instagram reels, which I didn't know what they were. 1 year ago. So it takes a long time, and I don't always have the patience. I'm not one of the most patient people you can meet, actually. That's kind of ironic, because an English teacher has to be patient, right? But I don't think I am. I mean, I'm patient when I teach, I think, but my personality is not like that. So Pan, I might go back at some point. I still have some contacts there. To be honest, I still have my board game at Speak Up London. I have to go there. I think this summer I'm gonna go there. You see the board games behind me? I have, for the past 7-8 years, I've been using board games in my English classes. It's like my specialty. It's something I do. It's like a task-based approach for those of you who are English teachers. And it's pretty cool, and my students always appreciate it. Okay, there's always one odd student who is not into it, but it's an exception rather than a rule, really. And most students, even if they are not into board games, even if they don't know anything about them, they appreciate the fact that I'm doing it in a different way. That it's not always a book. I don't always follow the book. Anyway, when I started teaching for Speak Up London, I already had a lot of board games with me, and they hired me knowing that I was the board games guy. Yeah, so I even ran board game club at Speak Up London, and I used games in my classes. But when the pandemic started, I had so many board games there and so much stuff that I wasn't able to take everything with me. And I also thought that I might go back at some point. So what I did was that I left the games there, and I said, "Hey guys, just use the games as you need." So I let my colleagues there at Speak Up use the games. Asked my boss if they would be okay with me keeping the games there. And then 2 years later, the games are still there. I haven't visited the UK yet, and I don't even know that I want to go back working there anymore, because it's so tough getting the visa. The pound is not as doesn't have a strong position as it used to. The value of pound has gone down. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know. But one of the things I'm thinking of right now is I might go to a place like Vietnam. Why Vietnam? Because I've never been there. I've never been in Asia. Like, I've never been to any Asian country, really. And I know the costs of living are relatively low there. And if I can work online like this, somewhere like in Vietnam, where the price of a meal is relatively low, then I might be able to I don't want to say make money, because that really depends on that really depends on other things too. But I might be able to be okay there and have my own apartment and things like that. Yeah. So this is one of the options I have right now. But that doesn't mean I will not never go back to the UK. It's still it has a place in my heart. It's I love British people, and I love London as well. Like the fact that everyone is so open-minded there, and all the different cultures, and it's so multicultural. I'm this kind of person. I like meeting all different kinds of people, and it's so vibrant, and it has such a positive vibe to it, this place. So it will always have a special place in my heart. But at this point, I don't know. I'm however thinking of getting those games that I still have there. It's like, you see all these games, it's like half of those games. Can you imagine? So I'm gonna need 2 suitcases at least for all those games. Well, we will see what happens. If Brits make fun of you, that means they like you. I know, Pan. I know. I know. At first, I struggled with it a little bit, but then it became quite obvious to me that that's the case. And yeah, and the thing is, like, they then let you make fun of them as well. Which is important. So it's not like they are bullying you or anything like that. No. It's you can reciprocate. Yeah, you can do the same to them, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yes, I am Czech. Ah, Pete, you're German. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Yes, I'm your neighbor. Absolutely, absolutely. The Czech Republic neighbors with Germany, Poland, Slovakia, and Austria. 4 countries. For those of you who are interested in geography, this is gonna get removed and the user deleted. Pablo, nice to see you here, Pablo. Nice to see you. You have a really long name, Pablo Andres Zamorano Navarro. I love that. I love that. I take your Spanish, right? Because I do know some Spanish people with this name. I used to teach Pablo. I used to teach Pablo at Speak Up London. One of them was Pablo. Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, this is just a sort of a random live where I'm talking about lots of different things, but mostly about me, my life as an English teacher. But maybe I should talk about how I could help you. What sort of services I offer. You see, I don't really like doing sales pitches. Yeah, I'm not really that marketing kind of guy, and there is a certain way you should do it. There's a structure, and then you should sort of almost like manipulate the people into buying your services. I don't do that. Okay, forget about that. I do everything wrong. Like if there was ever a coach, that there are coaches online that help English teachers like me, by the way. If they were ever to look at the way I do my lives or the way I do my marketing, they would just do that. But that doesn't mean that I'm not a good teacher. I think I am a good teacher. Yeah, I know it may sound arrogant, but the thing that I mostly struggle with is the marketing side of things. Anyway, I want to tell you what I can do for you as a teacher, if you let me. And you guys you're free to ask any questions you want. Any questions you want. Oh, thank you, Pablo. I doubt it. I doubt it. My Spanish is very, very limited. Yeah. No hablo español un poco. Yo soy estudiante. Vamos a la playa. El ritmo de la noche. Te quiero, te adoro. Una cerveza, por favor. And that's, yeah. Adelante. It's all from songs. Pretty much. Bailamo. Yeah, bailamo. And yeah, stuff like that. I do like the language though, and I like Spanish people too. So yeah, I offer private classes. I'm not gonna tell you the price here because I don't think this is the place. If you want to know, just send me a message. You know where to find me. You can send me an email at teacherzdenek@gmail.com. You know what? I'm gonna put it on the screen. teacherzdenek@gmail.com. I do one-to-one lessons, of course, as most teachers. I do have an English course called Learn English Through Role Plays, which is, I would say, quite popular. People who have joined it all seem to have enjoyed it. And I've got some positive reviews. Recently, I started adding some more sessions to this course to make it a little bit longer. And I even bought some wigs for that. Yeah. And this is the latest wig that I've got, and it makes me laugh every single time I look at myself. Okay, look at this, guys. Wait, am I wearing it in the correct way? I don't think I am. See, I struggle with how I should, especially whenever the wig has long hair. It's the worst. I prefer the ones that have short hair. Anyway. Why do I need wigs? You might be thinking, Zdenek, are you like, do you have like some sort of problem or? No, I'm not a transvestite or anything like that. No, it's just, where do I put this one? These are, I think we call these dreadlocks, right? I can't see you now. I mean, I'm not really you, but myself. Anyway, the reason I decided to buy some cheap wigs is because in this English Through Roleplays course, I always have a video which I record, and it's always a dialogue between two people because I want to I want to have some kind of context for the target language for each session. Yeah. So if I teach, let's say, 10 phrasal verbs, then I need to write a piece of text as a script. Yeah. And then it's always written for two people. So it's a dialogue. And I'm the only actor in this role play. Yeah. So I want to look different. Like each of the two people should look different, right? So that's why I bought wigs to make it more interesting. And then I record these videos, and it's part of the course. So that's why. This is the only reason. Sometimes I use it for my Instagram reels because it's just, I don't know, it looks crazy. I like doing silly things, but I don't think there is anything more into it or to it, really. I don't think so. It's just that. So this is not what I use during my private lessons. Do you know what? Like, you might be thinking, Zdenek, you're a crazy guy, but you're like, how can I trust you? Are you gonna be serious when it comes to helping me with my English? Yes. I can give you feedback on your language mistakes. I can allow you to practice English with me. I can point out the problems you have. I can show you how you can work on your own English in your own free time. It's one of the things I do as a teacher. I try to lead my students to autonomy. I want them to be autonomous learners. Thanks, Leontes. Leontes is another guy that is another English teacher. How many English teachers are watching this? It's like half of the people here are English teachers. Leontes is also a regular of my Learn English with Football live show, which I do every Monday. Yeah, but thanks, Leontes. Thanks. The next week I get is Harry Maguire's hair. Leontes is a massive Manchester United fan, so I'm just pulling his leg with Harry Maguire, his favorite player in the United squad. So, are you sure about this, Pablo? Do you know what? I would just I don't know what I would do. I think I would learn Spanish fast though, because I know a few words, and I know Spanish people are very friendly, so I think they would talk to me. So I think I would be okay. You're right. I could learn fast if I were to go to Spain. I'm not so sure that will be the case with Vietnam. I don't think I will ever learn Vietnamese if I go there. But Spanish, I think I could do. Yeah, so I was talking about ways I could help you as a teacher. My God. Yeah, that's the way to do it, to wear it. So private lessons, you can join my English Through Role Plays course. Just go to my website if you want to know more about it. I don't want to tell you everything, but it's just a way to, it's a group course. Yeah. So there will be at least 4 people in the group. I run it via Discord. I don't know if you've ever heard of this platform. It's like, imagine Skype, Zoom, Instagram, Facebook all in one, and that's Discord. I think it's very cool, and I can put people in different pairs. Like when I teach a large group, I like to make pairs, put people in groups so that everybody talks. So that's what I do there. And the main idea of this course is that towards the end of each session, guys do what's called a role play. So they have a chance to be someone else, they get a card with a role, and they have to act out the role, try to use the target language that I teach them in each session. The course is really cool. I'm very proud of making it. And it's for B2 and C1 level learners. So you have to be upper intermediate or advanced to be able to join it. If you go to teacherzdenek.com, you can learn more about it there. You can see even some reviews from people who have taken the course. And here it is. I'm just putting it on screen. Yeah, so that's that. And then there is the last way I can help you guys. And that's because I know for some people this is expensive. The private lessons are expensive. The group course is not that expensive in my opinion, but even that could be expensive for some people. So I've also come up with another way to help my students, and that I've created a membership group called Achievers Chamber, which is like a unique Discord group, which is a closed Discord. It's a private group. Only people who pay the membership have access to this group. We already have about 10 people there, different nationalities. Is it 10 or is it more? I'm just gonna quickly have a look. We have got someone from Turkey there, Italians, Spanish people, people from the Czech Republic, one Russian, a German guy, and I'm sure more will join. So it's a group where basically you can join. At the moment we have got 3 different events there and 1 lesson. Yeah, it depends on the level of membership also you pay for, because if you pay the basic membership, which is like, how much is it, €4 a month, which is almost nothing for most people, I guess, in this part of the world. It's like price of 1 beer maybe or something like that. So you get access to these events. One of them is called Friday Drinks. By the way, I mentioned beer several times. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't actually drink that much yet. I just call it Friday Drinks because I guess it's time where people can just relax and chat after a long week at work, just relax. It's in the evening. All events are in the evening. And so Friday Drinks, we just chat to each other in a group in English. Then we have got football talk that every Sunday at 7:30. That's when we sort of discuss the Premier League, discuss the football matches. Even you can talk about your matches if you are a football player, or the matches from your country's league, anything you want related to football. So that one. And then we also have questions and answers. That's when the members of the group can come and ask me anything they want regarding the English language. If they want some tips on how to improve as well, that's possible, or just simply discuss some grammar points and things like that. And then if you get the silver membership, which is sort of 1 tier above, it's €8 a month. Then you will also have 1 group lesson it's a conversation lesson every week. Yeah, so 4 conversation lessons a week. And then the golden membership, you also get some additional benefits. I'm not telling you all of it, by the way. There are some other benefits, but these are the most important ones. And with the golden membership, you also get 1 short lesson every month, a private lesson. So just if you want to know more, again, you will find more information about this. Is it on my website, or have I not put it there yet? Because it's a relatively new thing, you see. So, and also my website, I'm working on a new website. I'm going to be changing this website as well. Let me just see if I have I don't think I have the membership. Do I have it there? Give me a second. I don't think it's there yet. Well, I will put the link in the description. I'll put the link to the information, to like more information about this group in the description of this show, and you can find it on my social media. If you add me on Instagram at Teacher Zdenek, then you will find it in my bio. That's for sure. Also, it should be on my LinkedIn. I'm not sure 100%. You'll have to check it. Yeah. So that's the Achievers Chamber. So those are the 3 main ways I can work with you. But if you come up with something else, always open to like different ideas, because I am flexible as a teacher as well. I have worked as a teacher in all sorts of different ways. These days, I try to focus on the niche, on the football niche. You might have noticed that my posts are mostly about football, about the Premier League. I do the football show as well. So it's ridiculous. Sorry, I can't wear this anymore. See, this is why, like, this is when I realized that I don't envy women who have long hair. I like it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of long hair when it's like a girl when a girl has it. But I don't want to have long hair myself. I don't think I can even with my receding hairline here. So okay, I grew tired of the dreadlocks. So yeah, I think I've shown you what it looks like. And anyway, yeah, so those are the ways you can work with me. If you guys have any questions, please ask. One of the things I do with the silver and golden members of the Achievers Chamber is that from time to time I ask them to appear on the YouTube channel if they are up for it. Some people refuse to come on because they are too shy, or maybe they just don't want to be seen. That's fine. But you have the option, yeah, to do an occasional live lesson with me, because it's my way to showcase how I teach. It's my way to show potential students or potential clients of mine how I can help them. Because I have a conversation with the student, which is the most common way I work with the vast majority of my students. We just have a conversation. It's conversation based. Yeah, we talk to each other a lot about my students' lives, and I make notes. I don't know why I did that. I know why I did that, because I use keyboard to make notes. So I was pretending to type, I suppose. Yeah, I make notes in a Google document, and then I share it on screen, and I show everyone who is watching the show how it's done, basically. But that's also what I do during my regular lessons. Yeah, I don't know what else. So normally at this time, that's what I would be doing. Just going back to how I started this live show. Normally, this is what I would be doing. I would be having a lesson with one of my students from this Achievers Chamber group, and there would be people watching it. So maybe some of you are disappointed today that I'm just talking about myself and my business and stuff like that. But to be honest, I have to do this from time to time anyway, because I can't just post vocabulary. I can't just post vocabulary about football, because you will see who I am. You will see my personality here. You will see how I speak English. You will hear my accent. And I think this will help you make the decision better than just seeing vocabulary posts, which I like to make as well. I think might be useful way to learn some interesting language. But this is different, right? This shows you really who I am. I don't do this often enough. But I know also for some people this might get a bit annoying. Like I said, I'm not really into this idea of doing sales pitch and selling yourself. Like imagining myself being somewhere on the street trying to offer my services to people, like, hey, buy this from me because these are the benefits. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that would kill me. I just prefer teaching, helping people, This feels like I'm manipulating someone into doing something. I can't help it. I can't help thinking this way. Anyway, Pablo, nice to see you here. Oh, that's wow. If I convinced one person here, that's fantastic. I'm sure you would love it. If you are one of the football people, you will love it because of the football event, especially the football event. By the way, the events, it's not compulsory. Yeah. So it's not like if, for example, one day you can't make it, it's totally fine. It's fine. Yeah. Some people are more active there. Some people are less active, but there are always some people. That's the main point. Well, do let me know. Send me a message on LinkedIn, because I can see you come from LinkedIn, Pablo. I can see the icon. And yeah, I think I have run out of things to say, so I think that's where we will leave it. It was nice to talk to you guys today, and hopefully the stream was fine. There were no issues, because yesterday you might have noticed I was with my provider. There was a guy trying to help me. He had distant access to my desktop. That was crazy. Have you ever done that? So I gave access to somebody, to my provider. There was like an IT guy who had access to my screen, so he could do literally anything on my screen. It's a little bit, how to put it, weird. It's a weird experience, yeah. But I trust this guy, so there's no problem about it. It's just it's an unusual, it's an unusual feeling. Like it's my space, yeah. It's my like privacy, this computer, and then someone else is like clicking and checking what things there. Yeah, because he was trying to help me fix these upload issues that I've been mentioning here on my YouTube channel. The last few lives haven't been without problems, unfortunately. So I'm still trying to fix them. Hopefully it's better now. Hopefully it's better. Please let me know. Honestly, it could just be that I have to stream using this lower definition, like lower quality, which I think is still decent. It's not too bad, is it? So let me know, and I will also actually see it myself. I can check it quickly. Okay, that's it. I think I'm going to make myself something to eat now. I'm getting a bit peckish, which is another way to say, I guess, hungry. That might be an understatement. I think I could eat a horse. Not really. I don't think I could eat a horse. I don't like the idea of eating a horse. So no. So yeah, that's it. Sometimes I have a problem with ending my shows, and that's the same is on my podcast. So if you are like, Zdenek, what's the time? Didn't you say it would be over now? Yes, I know I did, but it's just fun talking to you guys. Anyway, I think that's it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye.